Welcome to this lecture of the data cleaning and data preprocessing module of Pandas. In this lesson, we'll focus on renaming and reordering columns of Pandas DataFrames. Clear and consistent column names are essential for readability, while reordering columns can make datasets easier to navigate. Now, why to rename and reorder columns? Column names often come in inconsistent formats such as abbreviations, mixed cases, or under labels. Sometimes there might not be column names as well. In those scenarios, we need to even define the names. Similarly, reordering columns can improve the logical flow of data, making it easier to understand and analyze. Let's start with loading the data once again. If you look at the name of the CSV file, it is saying Toyota sales data no header.csv. If you review the data in this file, it doesn't have header. You can see here there is no header. This file directly have the data. Now if we try to run this piece of code and then preview the data, you see the column names are nothing but 116 blah blah blah, which is not correct. As there is no header, we need to fix it by saying header equal to none. Now let me run this and let me preview the data. Now, if you look at the column names, they are system generated column names. The names are nothing but 0 for first column, 1 for second column, so and so forth. This is not appropriate. We need to provide relevant names to these columns. For that purpose, we can actually say this. We can use additional keyword argument called as names, and then we should be able to specify the column names. Names equal to, then we should be able to specify the column names. The column names are nothing but these. Now we have to specify those here. The first one is sale ID, then the next one is sale rep ID. Like that, we have to come up with all the column names. Now all the columns are defined. Let me run this and then let me run this. You see, we are able to get the column names. Now there could be a scenario where the column names are a little bit cryptic. For example, if I take this Toyota sales data.csv, it have the header. Now let me copy this. Let me paste here. Let me change the name to Toyota sales data.csv and let me remove these arguments. Now let me run this. Let's preview the data. You can see the data. We have all the columns as per the expectations. Let me also check columns. You can see all the columns here. Now let's say we wanted to change the commission underscore PCT to commission underscore percentage because it is little bit cryptic. Let's take that as an example. Like that, there might be multiple columns which are cryptic and you might want to rename those columns. In those scenarios, you will use the rename method in Pandas. The rename method is available on top of DataFrame. You should be able to use rename and you can take it further. Now, in this case, let me say Toyota underscore data underscore renamed equal to Toyota underscore data dot rename. Here you have to use something called as columns keyword argument. Then you have to specify the dictionary as value. Here you can have the old column names as keys and the new column names as values. So in this case, we just want to rename commission underscore PCT with commission underscore percentage. Now let me run this. Let me validate here. You can see commission underscore PCT became commission underscore percentage. Like that, you can rename multiple columns at once. The columns parameter of rename method accepts a dictionary. You can see this is nothing but a dictionary where the keys are the old column names and the values are new column names. That being said, we can also reorder columns. Reordering columns can improve the logical flow of data. Let's get sale date at first and then we'll get remaining columns later. For that purpose, we should be able to use this approach. Now let me say Toyota underscore data, then columns. You see we have all the column names here. You should be able to copy this. You should be able to paste here. Then you can actually move sale date to beginning. Now you can assign this to a variable. Let me say column names reordered equal to, let me run this. Now our data frame where we wanted to reorder the columns is nothing but Toyota data. We'll assign the reordered data frame with a new order of columns to a variable called as Toyota data reordered. Now I should be able to say Toyota data. Then in square brackets, I should be able to specify column names reordered. Keep in mind here you have to pass a list where we have the column names. Keep in mind column names reordered have all the column names with the sale date at beginning and remaining columns at the end. However, if you wanted to project only few columns in a specific order, you can have only those columns here. This is similar to select clause in SQL. In select clause, you should be able to project the column names depending upon your need. Even you can specify the order of column names by specifying the names of the columns one after the other. We are trying to achieve the same thing here. Now let me run this. Let's review the outcome. You can see the sale date at the beginning and then remaining columns after that. We create a list of column names in the desired order and use it to reorder the data frame. There's no function called as reorder to reorder the column names the way we have for rename. We can also rename column names globally. If all column names need to be standardized, such as converting them to lowercase or uppercase, there's a straightforward way. We can even replace underscores with spaces or vice versa. For that, we need to use list comprehension. For now, let's attempt to convert all column names to uppercase. Here, all the column names are in lowercase. You can see sale date, sale ID, sale rep ID, everything is in lowercase. I'll be using Toyota data itself, where we have sale ID at the beginning. Now I wanted to rename all the columns in one shot. Now let me say Toyota data upper equal to Toyota underscore data, then rename columns equal to str.upper. This is how you should be able to rename all the columns to uppercase in one shot. Now it is run successfully. Let me copy paste here. Let me run this. You can see the column names, they are in uppercase. Here by passing str.upper to columns, we automatically convert all column names to lowercase. That being said, in this lecture, you learned how to rename and reorder columns to make your dataset more descriptive and easier to navigate. In the next lecture, we'll explore handling data types to ensure your data is consistent and ready for analysis. See you there.